So we had a really interesting opportunity that came about around a year ago, and we realigned our marketing function so that we are focused into the customer segments that we serve. So rather than people being aligned to specific regions or to specific product sets, they're aligned, for example, to traders or to wealth managers or to risk managers. And what that's enabled us to do is to really properly put the customer at the heart of all of our marketing activities. What we did as a second stage then was we spent a lot of time working on what were our personas and what did we know about them, what kind of challenges, what tone of voice should we be using. And then we went through a really in-depth process with our go-to-market organisation, sales, our product people, but also customers too, to really map out what's the customer experience, right from typing a question into Google about how do I comply with this regulation, for example, through to a customer that's been a customer of ours for 10 years. And what are the opportunities for us to delight and make customers really happy, or to be somewhat disappointing, and how could marketing play a role in helping not just to make sure that we're giving the information that people need as they're going through a buying journey, but also to change the game in terms of their emotional engagement with us from a marketing perspective. So we realigned our existing function. So we moved away from having more of a product focus to having more of a customer focus. And I think that was a really strong signal of intent to the organisation and also to the marketing team itself that, that the customer was at the heart of everything we do. And of course we knew that before, we operated like that before, but it really kind of sort of set our strategy much more firmly rooted in that customer alignment. So what we've done is we've come together globally into those customer segments, and so now we have plans that are made at a customer level, and we have global teams that have come together in order to make those plans happen, again oriented around the customer. And so what that's enabled us to do is to be a bit more sophisticated in terms of tone of voice, around what kind of style are we using, to think about our channel mix differently, and really to be looking at how do we get the voice of the customer back through our marketing activities into the rest of the organisation. So we already had people who really understand the market, and we also we're lucky to have a very great team of talented marketers. I think where it has given opportunities is for people perhaps who had more of a regional focus to sort of learn more about specific customer types. And I think that that's been good, and I think perhaps some of the operations functions that support us from a tactical perspective also kind of getting closer to the heart of the strategy and how we go to market with a kind of customer lens on that. So I think it's less about how it's affected our hiring strategy and more about how we've really engaged people into the problems and the dynamics of the customer environment differently. And that's involved people being able to really build their interests and their skills in specific kind of areas. The marketing function is comprised of a number of different groups. As I said, we're all kind of aligned to customer segments now, but my group specifically looks at content, and that would be content around our thought leadership right through to the product information that we have and how we come across on our digital channels, across all channels in fact. My team also looks at global campaigns, so where are we running kind of big global prospecting campaigns, or perhaps where we're doing account-based marketing at a global level. And then also partnerships, and how are we onboarding partners and how are we telling a strong kind of combined Thomson Reuters and partner story. We then have teams who are in region and who are executing activities regionally, and we have a marketing operations function that looks after our data and also some of our tools like Eloqua, for example, that we use as our marketing automation platform. I think one of the pieces of feedback that came through really strongly was that people who know us and who buy things from us know us really well in a particular area, but actually we have a really broad product range and a really broad product offering. And our opportunity comes from being able to tell a broader story in terms of around the solutions that we have for customers. So that kind of reinforced our approach, and it's enabled us to piece together some of our product story differently in order to be able to serve up a solution to customers in a different way. Also, the market's changing, so when we look at pieces of regulation like MiFID, what that does is, that touches across so many of our products and it touches across so many of our customers that it's enabled us to tell a different story. And actually, I felt really proud of the team. We won a number of content awards for the work that we did around MiFID, because it's actually quite challenging to tell a combined organisation story to a combined customer problem. And I think that the team did that incredibly effectively. So it gives opportunities opportunities for marketers to really think about how do you tell the full end-to-end value proposition of a company in a completely different way.